Hello, my friends, and welcome to Board Game Nation. My name is Gary Blevins. Thank you so much for watching. Today, we are thrilled to finally be able to tell you about Diplomacy, the Golden Blade. We have been silent about this game for a very long time, and we're thrilled to finally be able to share this game with the community. I got a chance a few weeks ago to meet up with Thomas Haver at the Hope Hotel in Dayton, Ohio, to talk about this game and even play through an entire game. So without any further ado, let's take you to the Hope Hotel in Dayton, Ohio, and me with Thomas Haver. Well, hello, my friends. We are back at the Hope Hotel with the one and only Thomas Haver, co-designer of Diplomacy Era of Empire, and today he's going to tell us all about Golden Blade, the brand new diplomacy game from Renegade designed by Roscoe Schock. We are super excited to hear about that. But first, I need to say thank you to our friends at the Hope Hotel, and we are particularly honored to be here doing a video about diplomacy in a place that is kind of world-renowned for it. The Hope Hotel is the site of the signing of the Dayton Accords. This happens to be the 30th year anniversary of that signing, and that was the peace accord that ended the war in Bosnia. So we're just super pleased and that we're able to be here, and grateful to our friends at the Hope Hotel for inviting us to be here. This is also the site of the upcoming Battlefront Dayton, where you'll have your opportunity to play this great game for the very first time, as well as a couple of other brand new Axis and Allies and other Renegade products. So we're super excited to have those. So, but before we can get into any of that, Tom, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time. Please do not stab me.
Well, we do have a couple of blades in front of us, so no promises.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, tell us about your game.
Fantastic. Well, I'm really excited to have you here learn about a brand new diplomacy game. And this is unlike any game that you have played before. If you are a fan of diplomacy, you will love this game. If you have zero experience with diplomacy, no worries. This is designed to be an entry point for people to learn about this. So in the Golden Blade, each player is one of the 7 great powers in Europe before World War I. Those being Austria-Hungary, England, France, Germany, Italy, Russia, and Turkey. So this game can be played between 2 and 7 players. Your goal is to control all of Europe. How do you do that in this game? Well, through clever tactics and at periods of time negotiation with other players to decide what orders you're going to play. You have these fantastic order cards here. And then you're going to build up your power level instead of over a map over a period of time. Your power level is going to be armies, fleets, and political here. The first person to reach level 3 on the power track here is the outright winner of the game. But of course, those crafty players to your right and to your left are going to be competing against that. There are 2 ways to play this game. One way is to play between 3 and 7 players, and the other way is to play what's known as France versus Austria, or the direct 2-player version of this. So as you can imagine, there's less negotiation in the 2-player version because it's either going to be Gary or me, and guess what? It's probably going to be Gary getting cut out of this at the end.
Sure.
I will say this, though.
Whatever.
I am interested in to see, because I'm the most experienced diplomacy player here. However, Gary has the most experience with card games, being involved in the casino. So we each are sort of like meeting in the middle. We'll see which experience ends up winning out in the end in this sample game. All right.
Place your bets now, my friends.
Go ahead. So how do you actually play this game? Well, just like diplomacy is intended to be like simple rules, difficult to master, same way with the Golden Blade. It's a very simple rule set to follow, and the challenge comes in the player across from you. What are they going to do? In a 2-player game, bluffing is what really counts in here. So here's how you play. Each person is going to get a set of these order cards that are specific for either a 2-player game or a 3 to 7-player game. And we'll talk about some of the things you can do in just a second. You also have these unit cards here. There are 3 decks of unit cards. The first one begins in 1901. Just like diplomacy begins in 1901, so too does Golden Blade. We like to keep the themes consistent here. You have 1901, 1902, and 1903 as 3 separate decks. So we're going to wait until this one is exhausted to bring out the other one from offhand. There are 3 types of cards that correspond to armies, political, or fleet. Each player to start the game, and I'm going to deal this out, are going to get 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Note, I didn't riffle shuffle or anything like this, so I could have set the deck on Gary. This is what he should be paying attention to.
Oh, I saw.
So each player to start the game, when they're dealt this initial hand of 5, is going to choose one of those unit cards in hand, place them in front of them, and reveal at the same time. Now, the power level is a key component of this game. It not only determines who is going to win, being the first person to get to level 3, but it also determines which order cards you can play and which order cards you're prevented from playing. Because there are order cards that correspond to each one of these types of powers. If someone is ahead of you on their power track, you can't play the order cards of that type. So it's not only a competition to get to this level 3, but also a play back and forth to at least be equal to the other player so you can play your full complement of cards. So keep that in mind as you're selecting. So that's why at the very start of this game, when we're looking through of what potentially to play, we're also almost going to limit ourselves out of a potential area because we'll each be in level 1. So we'll see if we end up choosing the same type. So I've got my card selected, Gary. Well, what do you got?
I have 3 types of cards in my hand.
Potentially 3 types. So you see, he's already revealing what he has in his hand. He lets me know he's got one of each type.
I just said what I said. Whether that was true or not, I have no idea. But
so choose one card from your hand, face down in front of you, and we are going to reveal and place it on our tableau to start the game. So I chose political, and he chose political. We're both level 1, so that means we have the full complement of cards available to us. So this happens in every game. You have your initial build before going through and playing, right? There are 4 phases in this game. There is the supply phase, there is the negotiation and order selection, then there's order resolution, and finally, build. So this is the initial placement that happens in every game. And now when we're going through and playing, we each end up drawing one of the cards, after you, sir, to set our hand, all right? These are the potential unit cards that we could play. And now we go to our order cards. So as was mentioned, there are multiple varieties of order cards. In a 3 to 7 player game, there are 4 varieties. In a 2-player game, there are 3. Right? We will each select in this 2-player game 2 sets of 2 order cards to play on either side. One of them on this side is going to be the leading card, and one of them is going to be the leading card on your side. That's known as the vanguard. We're going to resolve these orders one after another. So I'll get to play my vanguard against a card of your choice. You don't know what I'm going to select. And then you'll get to play your vanguard card against a card that I have. And I don't know what's potentially there. That's part of the bluffing component. So we're going to resolve 4 sets of orders. And once we're done with that, then we get to build, which is choose another card from our hand and put it on the tableau. And then we continue through until someone reaches level 3. But to determine who gets to lead off the game, you give out this ambassador card. This ambassador card is whoever starts. And so we have a clever mechanism actually in front of us to determine this. So I've got 2 blades here, one of which is the golden blade for Battlefront Dayton 2025. The other one is blank. So I'm going to put these underneath the table, mix them up cleverly, and I'm going to require Gary to select these 2 blades in front of me. Sorry, sir, it is not the Battlefront Dayton, it is a blank one. So I will have the ambassador card to start the game.
those don't come with the game.
But they are special ones that you can get at events that we run. So show up to one of the diplomacy events that's going to be advertised by Renegade Games near you, and you potentially could get one of these cool wooden blades. They can travel through TSA.
Right. Yes. And while we're talking about the product, this is not the final version of the game. This is a mock-up that Tom has built with the help of his kids to turn this into something that we can show you today. The cards will not necessarily be this size, and these will be cardboard punch-outs and so on. So this is just a prototype version of this game, so it won't look exactly like this when you make your order.
The next thing that we do is we are each going to select a total of 4 order cards to play. 2 on the right side, 2 on the left side, where I will choose my Vanguard over here and Gary will choose his Vanguard over here. So I'm going to lay my ambassador card over on this side because I'm going to show that this is where we're going to start the game. So let me go through, and for all of us, we have the ability to play any cards that we want on here. So here's my 2 that I'm going to play on this side. That's going to be my Vanguard, and this is going to be my follow-up card. And then over here, I'm going to put down my 2 right here. So there's your 2. And then you have 1 leading card here, and then 1 goes right behind it. So each player gets one Vanguard card to start off with. I'm just starting off the round here. So this is going to be his lead, and then behind it, the other. All right. So now that we have placed our orders, we go to order resolution phase. So starting off with me as the start player, I reveal my first one. So the card that I'm going to be playing is Proliferation. So if not blocked, discard 1 unit card. Then I deploy 1 unit card from my hand to my power grid. And I have to select which of these 2 I'm going to go into. So let's select this one. Oh, no. So Gary says, block a power or targeting order card on this front. If you do, opponent draws 1 unit card from the library. Because this is a power card, Gary blocked me. But I get an extra card. All right, so that has been resolved. And next, Gary can reveal his Vanguard card and choose one of my 2 to play against. So he's playing Embargo. Block a power order on the front. If you do, draw 1 unit card from the library. And he selected a power card. He hit me twice in a row.
I'm on fire.
He's a savant on there. So he has blocked me. So he does get a card from the library. There you go. And now we resolve our other cards on this side. So I've got Subterfuge. If not blocked, view this neighbor's hand and discard 1 unit card of your choice from their hand. And he played Blockade. If not blocked, tuck 1 random unit card from the neighbor's hand. So guess what? Mine goes through, right? I get to discard 1 unit card of your choice from your hand. I get to view your hand.
Okay.
Oh, let's see all the glorious stuff he has. He has 2 political, 1 army, 2... Oh, he has 3 political out there. All right, so we're going to make sure that Gary kicks out the army. You no longer have the ability to have armies there. And then you get to resolve yours. 1 random card from my hand. You get to take it. Maybe you'll get an army back. I have no idea. There you go. All right, so we've got Espionage. If not blocked, view this neighbor's hand, swap unit cards with them up to your army power level, which right now is 0. So at least you'll get to see what I have. Mine is Sanctions. Block a targeting order on this front. If you do, opponent draws 1 card from the library, so you get a card. We sanctioned each other. All right, we've now resolved all of our orders, so we take these orders back, right, into our hand. The ambassador card will pass to Gary, and we now get to build. We choose 1 power card from our hand, and we place it on the board. I've got my 1 selected. Let's see. All right. Fleet. Political. All right. Here's the consequence of that. So Gary is still level 1 political because he's still under the level 1 power banner. As soon as he gets his 3rd political one, then he's level 2. So we're equal in political. We're equal in army at level 0. Fleet, I am level 1 and you are level 0, which means for the next turn, I can play fleet cards. You cannot. So now we go to the next round. Right?
Okay.
So supply, we each get a unit card in the hand. Time peek here. And now we select orders to place with you leading the round. All right, so here you have to choose 1 that's going to be your Vanguard. That one, okay. And here's my Vanguard on this side. Okay. All right, we're all selected. All right, just confirming, you're not playing any fleets. So here's the interesting thing. If Gary selected a fleet order card to play and he wasn't allowed, he's going to replace that order card with the hold order, which means he does nothing. That can happen either if a legitimate mistake occurs or if you're doing it on purpose to avoid following through, say, on a promise if you do in a 3-7 player game. So that's something, and look, he was going to do that. I'm giving him some additional assistance. Even though he got me twice in round 1, I'm still helping him out here. That's what a great diplomatic player I am. Right. All right, so he switched out his card. Yeah. And we're ready to go. So your Vanguard card is this one. So flip it over and reveal. So he's playing Sabotage. So if not blocked, remove 1 unit card of your choice from the power grid of your neighbor. Select the card that's going against. He's selecting this one, which is Blockade. If not blocked, take 1 random unit card from the neighbor's hand. So he gets to remove 1 power card of choice from the power grid of me. So political goes away. All right. And then I get to have 1 card. We'll select from here. Ooh, that's a good one. And then we go over here. So I am playing Proliferation, right? So if not blocked, discard 1 unit card then deploy 1 unit card from your hand to your power grid. And I will select one of these two. We'll select this one on the outside, subterfuge. If not blocked, view this neighbor's hand, then discard 1 unit card of your choice from their hand. So I get to resolve mine. I get to discard one to play one. So I'm going to discard an army card to play a political card. And now you get to resolve yours. Discard 1 unit card of your choice from their hand. So here's my hand. For his first game, Gary's doing very well. Got rid of another army card.
Okay.
All right, back over here, we just reveal what we have. So censure, so block a targeting order on this front, which is not. So mine goes through, I draw 1 card from the library, then draw cards equal to my fleet power level. So 1 card, my fleet power level is 1, so I draw 2. All right, and then over here, we reveal where I've got sabotage, and he has proliferation. So remove 1 unit card of your choice from the power grid of this neighbor, and on his, if not blocked, you discard 1 card, then deploy 1. So because you led over here, so mine goes through first over here, and then we reserve yours. So remove 1 card of your choice from your neighbor. I was going to have to be political on there. And now you can discard 1 unit card from your hand and deploy 1 out there onto the grid. Discarding 1 unit card, and now you can play. No, now you play one. Now you play 1 out in the grid.
And I can play a fleet card even though
Yes, yeah, because it's only for order cards, right? It's only for order cards. In this case, you're playing this up. So, hey, we've matched each other up on here. We're squaring off as a very equal fight on this.
Okay.
All right. So now that we've resolved our orders, we take our orders back, and then we build, right? We do so by deploying 1 power card. We look through here what we've got and set 1 out. So I've got mine all ready to go. All right. Let's see what he's got. I've got an army. He's got political power. All right. So this means for this coming round, where the ambassador card returns to me, that we are equal in fleet. That means we can play all of our cards. We're equal in political. Even though I only have 1 card to his 2, we're still both level 1. But I have a level 1 army, whereas he's level 0. So since I have more strength than him, I can play army cards and he cannot. As a little strategy tip when you're playing this game, knowing what cards players are restricted to will change what you're going to end up selecting, because they're more likely to play certain types of cards against you, with the other 3 being unavailable. Ambassador goes back to me. We have the ability to play all the cards combined.
Draw.
We draw 1. Thank you much. Ready to begin? Let's see what we have for this one. Blockade. Select the far one here. All right, so this is not a power order. I take 1 random card from your hand, which is only 1. All right, over here, your Vanguard. Convoy. Wow, you get to draw back. So you get 3 cards. And then what are you selecting against? Subterfuge. View the neighbor's hand, then discard 1 card of your choice from their hand. So what do we have? We'll choose political amongst those 2 armies. All right, and then back over here, sabotage against proliferation. So I get to remove 1 card of choice from your hand. In this case, we will, well, no, not from your hand, from your power grid, sorry. Right. So let's select fleet then to remove from that. And then yours is
Proliferation is what you turned over.
Oh, but yeah, so
I discard.
Oh, no, I didn't realize. Oh, an army close. Okay. And then over here, proliferation versus this. So I get to, let's see here. So you get to resolve first because I led over here. Mm-hmm. So you resolve first, remove 1 unit card of your choice. So political, of course. And then mine is, if not blocked, discard 1 card and deploy 1. I'm going to discard 1 army card to deploy 1 political card. All right, and then we take our orders back, and the last thing we get to do is build. I've got my build ready. You have no cards.
I have no cards in hand.
And I will build
a fleet.
Political. Close. I was debating it, but I've elected to end the game and win, proving again that I am the ultimate diplomat.
Come on now.
Good game, Gary.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking us through that. That was a really, really fun game. It was like insanely close. I almost won on armies after you were kind of sprinting for armies. I sprinted for political, and that's where you ended up winning. And I ended up kind of all over here.
At a point in time, you had one away from each one of those tracks, and you had two on multiple occasions and pulled me back. In the 3 to 7 player game, you are just playing one order card on each side of you, and you're interacting with your neighbor on either side. And you rotate in order cards that are called promises. Each one of those cards does something different. If you agree and follow through with your neighbor, that you get a net positive out of there, or you stop a neighbor on your opposing side. So that's part of the negotiation aspect of the 3 to 7 player game, is you're not just worried about what you have, but there may be a player across from you that you're not directly interacting with that you want to make sure gets knocked down so they don't win. And that becomes part of the back and forth of the game of negotiation, that you can either jointly win together, or you can have them deliver on a promise, but you backstab them in the game, or you're just playing to build up your resources so that way you can keep on playing through and grow. So you have to do a little bit of each. In this case, the same sort of components that you would expect in a diplomacy game of interpersonal skills, clever tactics, deciding on the right strategy applies to the card game as it does to the face-to-face board game.
Well, it certainly sounds like it. I think this is going to be a popular warm-up. Mm-hmm. I think what you'll see this is kind of the shorter version of this game than a full-blown diplomacy game. So I can see playing this with 3-4 people while you're waiting on the rest of everybody to show up to play the full game. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what the final product looks like. Again, this is not what this will look like when you order it. So I think this is fun. I think this is pretty cool. I think it's going to be interesting to have like orders going this way and orders going this way, and we're trying to keep an eye on how this person's moving and that person's moving. I think that's going to be interesting to kind of keep track of, and what's happening over there, because they may be on their way to winning, and you may be trying to negotiate with people that are on either side. Hey man, watch out! She's got 6 fleets over there, or 5 fleets. Keep an eye on what's happening. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and a lot of social deduction games where we talk about werewolf or coup, or even the older Shadows over Camelot, where you're given a role and you have to play it. And the great thing about diplomacy is everyone is the traitor, and everyone is also the hero. You get to choose. And this is where it's going to hit in with new players, is people who have never experienced diplomacy before, or maybe just heard about it by reputation, now have an accessible game they can. And the people who are experienced with diplomacy, as you mentioned, like if they're looking for a game that plays faster, that you can do with less than 7, break out the card game. Let's get it rolling.
I like it. I think this is fun. Tom, I appreciate you taking the time and hanging out with us today. And thank you again to the Hope Hotel. And back to Gary in the studio.
Take care, everyone.
Well, that, my friends, is Diplomacy: The Golden Blade. Thank you to our friend Thomas Haber for taking us through how to play for that game and then stabbing us in the back, even though he said he wasn't going to do it. But that is diplomacy. That is how that goes. Thank you to our friends at the Hope Hotel for allowing us to use their space on that day. Of course, if you want to be the very first to get a chance to play this game in person, you'll have to visit us at Battlefront Dayton, November 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Hope Hotel in Dayton, Ohio. For more information about that, you can find it linked in the description below. And of course, thank you to our friends at Renegade Game Studios for allowing us to be part of the premiere of this amazing game and of Axis and Allies Commanders, the breakdown of which and a conversation with Doug Thorpe and I is right here. For more information about diplomacy games, you can find it over here. For our latest bit of mayhem, right this way. And for more from Board Game Nation, you can click here to subscribe. My name is Gary Blevins. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.